Are you ready to hear the top 5 business loans for a fair credit that won't screw you over? I bet you are. So stick around till the end of today's conversation. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Studio Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. And if you are doing as superb as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about the top 5 business loans for a fair credit that will not screw you over. We found 5 lenders that provide business loans for fair credit, and those lenders have passed our strict threefold test of fee transparency, advertising transparency, and excellence in customer service. The funny thing is, all these 5 lenders that I will be talking to you about today, they provide online loans, and we haven't found any traditional bank whose loan products have received rave reviews in terms of transparency and client satisfaction. So the bottom line here is that online loans make it fast and easy to fund your small business. So for business owners with bad credit or fair credit, or who haven't been in operation very long, obtaining a loan from a traditional bank is very difficult, very complicated at times, and non-traditional lending institutions can be a godsend for those borrowers, right? I bet you're with me. Unfortunately, certain online loan companies take advantage of cash-strapped startups and credit-poor entrepreneurs, charging exorbitantly high interest rates and fees on their business loans. So oftentimes, the loan terms are overly confusing, and you end up having to pay back the loan sooner or at a higher rate than you expected. So, however, not all online loan companies are shitty. In today's show, I'm going to introduce you to 6 companies that do things right. All right, now before we get into the nitty gritty, please check out this short evaluation approach video. This sort of introduces you to our methodology when it comes to evaluating, categorizing, and listing loans and business loans, personal loans and business loans on this show. Check this out. All right, number 5. When it comes to the top 5 business loans for fair credit that won't screw you over, we have OnDeck. Our score 9/10. The OnDeck OnDeck loan is pretty good in terms of transparency and fee, client satisfaction and fee transparency. To qualify, you got to be in business for 12 months. Business revenue $100,000 per year. The business industry, it must not be in a restricted industry. A restricted industry refers to industries such as cannabis or adult entertainment and that kind of stuff. And your personal credit should be 600. So OnDeck is probably the most popular and established short-term lender you can find online. And the company was founded in 2007, and they have been one of the first online lenders in existence. And today they are the largest online business lender in the United States. And the borrowing amount, they can actually grant you loans from $5,000 to $500,000, term length 30 to 36 months, and the factor rate is times 1.003 or 1.042 per month, and origination fees 0% to 4%. And one thing I also want to say is that the effective APR 9.4% can go all the way to 100%, really. And one thing you have to really understand is that it's all about your OnDeck has a series of loans for a fair credit. You have to choose the one that works for you. And during our research, we've seen also that you have to be basically, you also have access to a credit line. So if for some reason you don't believe that a business loan for fair credit is what you need right now, you can actually also apply for a line of credit for fair credit, and they will accommodate you. One thing I also want to know is that OnDeck is a respected lender. They have a great customer service. So if you have a question, don't hesitate. Before you apply, during the application, or afterwards, you can still reach out to them. Everything is done online. They have a wonderful user interface. It's really fast, and you can actually get a decision within minutes or hours, and in some cases within days, depending upon the backlog they have, and depending upon also your particular business situation. Number 4, we have Loan Builder. Now, Loan Builder is actually a service by PayPal. Our score, 9 over 10. With Loan Builder, things are a little, I would say, easier, quote unquote, easier. So they want you to be in business for 9 months at least, to have a revenue of $42,000 per year at least, and to have a minimum personal credit score of 550. So owned by PayPal, Loan Builder is a 21st century lender that makes it easy for you to put together and apply for the perfect loan with just a few clicks. We know that PayPal has demonstrated some excellence in online payment processing, and now they are entering the online lending marketplace. So what they do is that Loan Builder uses an online tool that allows you to adjust your loan's term length and borrowing amount to see how those changes affect your repayments. So besides their quick application and useful loan building tool, other things we like about Loan Builder include its weekly repayments. So most short-term lenders require daily repayments. Think about that. And the fact that you only need to make $42,000 a year, which is really for a business $3,500 a month in order to qualify, that's totally doable. So the borrowing amount, you can borrow from $5,000 to $500,000. Term length, we are talking here 13 to 52 weeks. So it's basically maximum is 1 year. The borrowing fee, you have a one-time fee of 2.9%, and it can go all the way to 18.72% of the borrowing amount. This depends on your credit and other criteria. And one thing I want to say here also is that you could probably see that Loan Builder's borrower qualifications are quite relaxed, though startups usually defined as businesses 6 months old and younger are ineligible. All right. So the takeaway with the Loan Builder here is that it's a quick, easy, and accessible to businesses that cannot get a bank loan. And unlike a lot of online lenders that share these distinctions, they're not trying to scam you. Loan Builder is pretty straightforward. As I said earlier, PayPal has received rave reviews when it comes to client satisfactions and fee transparency, and they're actually forwarding that sort of virtuous circle to their Loan Builder subsidiary. So rates are on the higher side for short-term lenders, and Loan Builder is no exception. However, more qualified applicants, in other words, businesses with a higher credit score and longer time in business, will pay less for their loan, and Loan Builder's transparent process lets you see exactly what you're getting yourself into before you commit. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still going through the rundown of the top 5 business loans for fair credit that won't screw you over. I want to talk to you now about the Lendio. Number 3, Lendio. Our score, 9.5 over 10. The requirements for getting this loan are pretty clear and pretty relaxed also. Time in business, 6 months minimum. Business revenue, 10 grand a month. That's a 120 grand a year. And personal credit score, minimum 550. One thing I want to say is that for installment loans, the Lendio's terms and fees vary greatly because the lending network is so large. You have to understand, Lendio is not a direct lender. They're basically a platform. So the way they like to call themselves is that it's a loan matchmaking service that allow you to apply for and compare multiple business loans online. So Lendio uses an algorithm to determine which loans are which loans you are eligible for based on your qualifications. So you can potentially pre-qualify for multiple loans with just one loan application. And their network, check this out, their network includes more than 75 direct lenders, including online alternative lenders as well as big banks. So the bottom line here is that we love Lendio because you're not actually having a conversation with one lender. You're not actually applying for one particular loan. You're talking to more than 75 lenders at the same time, and the algorithm will actually match you with the best one. Okay, and Lendio's lenders terms and fees vary greatly because of the diversity, because of the breadth and depth of the lending network. So for installment loans, you have the interval here is 5,000 to 2 million. That's pretty good. Term length 1 to 5 years. Interest rates 6% or more. Origination fee depends on the lender, and collateral actually also depends. And you have short-term loans. Credit limit here is 2,500 to 500,000. The term length is 1 to 3 years. That's the delta. That's the interval here. Interest rate is not. It depends on the lender, and origination fee same thing for collateral. Yeah. And Lendio also offers line of credit for fair credit. So if you are in the market for a business line of credit for fair credit, Lendio could be the go-to entity also. So the credit lines oscillates between 1,000 to half a million, and the term length is 1 to 2 years. Number 2, we have Smart Biz. Our score 9.5 over 10. This is another cool and very respected online lender, and they want you to be in business for 2 years to qualify for their business loan for fair credit, and they want you to have a minimum credit score, personal FICO score of 650, and you have to have a business credit score of 150 or above. Now, what we love the fact that Smart Biz is pretty transparent with their fees. They have excellent customer service, and they are, as I said earlier, a respected online lender that will not take advantage of you. And they are the leading online marketplace for SBA loans, and they facilitates these loans through the marketplace. So again, here we're not referring to a direct lender. We're talking about a marketplace again, right? And so they have a marketplace of preferred SBA lending banks, and by doing that, they're basically opening the whole world of SBA loans and small business loans for fair credit to you. So consequently, you have higher approval rates because you're being matched with the bank most likely to say yes to your loan. So to qualify, you must have good credit and have been in business a couple of years. So here you can see that the requirements are a little different, a little more, I would say, a little stricter. And so this makes Smart Biz loans actually a good choice for businesses that will qualify for an SBA loan but don't want to deal with the considerable hassle of applying in the traditional way. A couple important benefits of SBA loans from a Smart Biz partner bank compared to other online loans include monthly repayments. Many online lenders require weekly or even daily repayments, and so with Smart Biz loans, you have monthly repayments and you have a long-term length. You have 10 years to pay it off. All right. And one thing I want to say is that you have a diversity of loans that you have access to with Smart Biz loans. You have not only the traditional loans, traditional business loans for fair credit. You also have access to SBA loans. You even have commercial real estate loans. That's pretty excellent. And number one, folks, when it comes to the number one business loan for fair credit that will not screw you over, our pick is Foundation, not Foundation, Foundation. Our score 10 over 10, and this is a great company. The Foundation is arguably one of the top alternative, in other words, non-bank lenders online, and they offer medium-term installment loans and lines of credits for working capital and business expansion. and they are a highly reputable online lender, and well-qualified applicants can get rates close to what they would get with a bank or credit union. So the thing here is that, again, with that level of quality, you should expect also that the loan requirements will go up, right? So the borrower qualifications are stricter than those of some other online lenders, but still less stringent than those required to receive a bank loan. In other words, you can qualify, for example, for a foundation financing even if you only have fair credit and 1 year in business. Isn't that wonderful? I bet you said it is, right? So time to funding is usually between 2 and 7 days, which is pretty good also. So the time in business, they want you to be at least in business for 1 year, to have $100,000 in annual revenue, personal credit score of 660 at least, number of employees, at least 3 full-time employees, yourself included. Okay. And what are the terms and fees here? The borrowing amount, we're talking 20,000 to $500,000. Term length 1 to 4 years. Origination fee up to 5%. APR oscillates between 7.99% to 29.99%. And they also offers lines of credits for fair credit. So the borrowing amount oscillates between 20 grand to 150 grand. The term length 18 months. Additional fees 500 closing fees and 2% of draw fee. And you also have the APR, which varies between 7.99% to 29.99%. And so the takeaway here is that transparent advertising, excellent customer service, fixed rate pricing. The interest rate will not increase over the life of the loan, and a short time to funding are just a few of the benefits you get with this online lender. I'm talking about foundation. So if your business meets all of the requirements I just told you about, I would strongly encourage you to apply for a foundation loan online and see what interest rate you qualify for. If you don't yet have a profitable multi-employee business, or the rate they quote you is too high, just keep searching, or go to the other companies that we reviewed on this show. Now, I want to talk to you about, I want to give you a bonus. Actually, when we were doing research, we found another interesting company that is great at offering business loans for fair credit. The only distinction here is that it's not a lender to businesses. It's a lender to nonprofits. So the name is Acción, and Acción is the best nonprofit online lender in our experience. Our score 8.5 over 10. So to qualify, you must have a credit score of 575 or above, and in some places they accept 550. Be no later than 30 days overdue on any bills. Have had no bankruptcies in the past 12 months. Have had no late rent or mortgage payment in the last 12 months. Have no foreclosures for the past 24 months. Have no mortgage adjustments during the length of the loan. And startups also must have less than $500 in past due debts, have a business plan with a 12-month cash flow projection, and have a partner referral like SCORE or SBDC. So really, what I'm trying to say here is that Acción is a nonprofit online lender that lends to startups and established businesses, even those with bad credit. So let me sort of qualify what I said earlier, that they only lend to nonprofits. No, they are a nonprofit online lender, but they lend to anyone: profitable businesses, lucrative businesses, and non-for-profits. All right, and they lend in the for-profit business realm. They lend to startups and established businesses, and they lend to bad credit, fair credit, or good credit. So those loans are not really free. So loans from Acción are not really free, but the company charges fair interest rates, and they offer micro loans for when you only need a small amount of capital, 50,000 or less. And Acción is a solid online loan option for new businesses or those with poor credit. It's also a reputable company whose flexible lending requirements open up business opportunities for individuals who are underserved by traditional bank lending, such as minorities, women, people with disabilities, and veterans. All right. And the terms of fees. Now, terms and fees vary greatly by location and loan type. However, here are the most common terms for Action loans. So borrowing amount ranges from 300 to 1 million, APR 7% to 34%. And for collateral, you have personal guarantee and specific collateral required in some situations. All right. So in addition to small business term loans, most of which max out at around 100,000, Action also offers short-term microloans in amounts as low as 300. So these loans have a quicker approval process and more flexible credit requirements. Very important. All right, folks. This is it for today's conversation. But before I recap, I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the final section of today's show. All right, folks, here is a short summary of which loan is best for which type of borrower. Again, we are talking today about the top 5 business loans for a fair credit that won't screw you over. So we have foundation, medium-term loans, and lines of credits for established good credit businesses. Fair credit is also acceptable, and maximum $500,000. Smart Biz. This is long-term SBA term loans for established good credit businesses. Maximum $350,000 for working capital and debt refinancing loans. Maximum $5 million for commercial real estate loans. And Smart Biz also serves businesses with fair credit. Lendio. So Lendio is a loan marketplace for newer businesses and established businesses alike, and maximum $5 million. They actually serve the whole credit score realm. So the continuum goes from good credit all the way to poor credit. Loan Builder. Loan Builder, you have short-term loans for newer and bad credit businesses, including fair credit businesses also. Maximum $500,000. OnDeck. So OnDeck is bad credit friendly, fair credit friendly, and they offer short-term loans and lines of credits for established businesses. Maximum $500,000. And Action. This is a startup friendly microloans and term loans, especially for underserved businesses and businesses that have a fair credit or bad credit. And the maximum here is 1 million. So the thing here is that it's always a good idea to shop around when applying for loans. All right. For example, if you have bad credit, you want to compare quotes from Loan Builder, OnDeck, and possibly Action. So more qualified businesses looking for an online loan should compare quotes from Foundation or Smart Biz, really. So, and for more help connecting to a trusted online lender, you might want to check out Lendio, which is, again, it's a free service. It's a loan marketplace. It's a free service that partners with a large network of small business lenders and borrowers. As I said, they have about 75. They have more than 75 lending partners. Okay, and you can actually reach out to them and ask more information. So I'm showing you right now on the screen a short recap of today's show with I'm showing you the lender, the borrowing amount, the term, the required time in business, and the minimum credit score. So this is actually a recap that gives you a nice summary of what I discussed with you today. All right, folks. Thank you so much for your attention. I'm going to quickly recap here. So we have number 1. So the top 5 business loans for fair credit that won't screw you over. And again, by screwing over, I'm talking about fee transparency, advertising transparency, excellence in customer service. Like basically a lender that treats you the right way, treats you right. Okay, number 1, Foundation. Our score 10 over 10. Number 2, Smart Biz. Our score 9.5 over 10. Number 3, Lendio. Our score 9.5 over 10. Number 4, Loan Builder. 9 over 10. Number 5, OnDeck. 9 over 10. Number 6, Action. 8.5 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.